Many women would have thought that watching your partner play online games was safer than him going to parties, possibly worrying about him drinking and driving, or him staying out the whole night. This was not the case for Daushawn Guthridge, who was enjoying a game of basketball online in his bedroom. In the wee hours of 1:15 a.m., Daushawn was shot to death in his Flint home at the 1600 block of Kent Street, near Seymour Avenue, by someone police determined as familiar to the household. The attack came during an armed robbery, in a case that forced police to initially call for the public's help. Daushawn Lamar Guthridge was 41 years old. He moved to Flint, Michigan around 2008. Guthridge worked as a laborer and could be described as free-spirited. A very good thing about Daushawn is that he loved being with his two children. If he went a week without seeing them, everyone would know, because that's all he would talk about. Daushawn had another passion, his love for playing video games. On the morning of July 10, 2019, at about 1:15 a.m., 12 shots rang out in the Kent Street neighborhood. Inside Guthridge's apartment were three men talking to him when a gun was pulled and placed at the head of his girlfriend. She was told to go sit on the couch. The woman tried to deter the robbers by mentioning that a young boy was in the room, but this did not stop them from carrying out their plans. After demands and threats were made, the robbers made off with packages of marijuana, but not before shooting Guthridge, killing him and injuring his girlfriend. Daushawn's girlfriend was shot in the foot and once in the buttocks while shielding the 9-year-old boy. She managed to survive and was able to recount the incident to detectives. Well, little did the robbers or police know that the whole incident was recorded. Did the victim really record his own murder? Yes. Fortunately, Daushawn's love for PlayStation basketball helped solve his murder. The following day, one of the online gaming opponents retrieved the recording of the fatal encounter and anonymously handed it over to police. The anonymous caller was part of a party chat of several people remotely playing a PlayStation 4 basketball game with the victim at the time of the murder. The PS4 game recorded the argument and the shots that followed in Guthridge's background. I was on the PlayStation 4 playing with the 41-year-old man that died at the scene in the 1600 block of Kent Street near Seymour Avenue, the person told law enforcement. We were playing in a party chat on the game system. I have a short clip that proves that I just want justice to be served. We heard all the arguments and further gunshots. I hope this video helps. The conflict starts at the 25-second mark. The recordings helped police piece together the events that led up to Guthridge's murder. Dustin Hurt, an agent with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, ATF, reviewed the clip. Here is a transcript of the recordings. Don't move. Talk quick. Where is the money at? You got 30 seconds, bro, the suspect said, according to the affidavit transcription. I have been sitting outside your house since earlier, man. Where the f***ing money at? Got 30 seconds? Think I'm playing? If I don't find no money in 20 seconds, bro, if I don't find no f***ing bows and no money in 20 seconds, bro, I'm sorry. Another voice is heard in the background of the video, counting down from 30. Hurt transcribed the suspect's demands for bows as a slang for a package or 1 pound of marijuana. According to court documents, the agent heard 12 gunshots on the recording, which matched the number of spent cartridges found at the scene. The ammunition and bullet fragments were sent to the Michigan State Police Crime Lab. Upon examination, it was determined they all came from the same 9mm gun. Records showed that the three robbers stole money, a large amount of marijuana, and about 1 kilogram of cocaine. Hurt wrote in an unsealed federal complaint on May 22, 2023, in the United States District Court that the two survivors of the brutal attack identified the suspect who was already on police radar. The woman and the 9-year-old boy each said they thought they recognized one of the men. Daryl King's voice was identified by the witnesses as the one shouting commands on the recording. The woman, whose name was not released in the affidavit, stated that the male voice was that of the man who had the gun and who shot her. The woman also told Hurt that the recording was exactly how the robbery and shooting occurred. The affidavit was written in support of Darrell King's arrest to further bolster the evidence against him. Hurt sought out two other people who were playing online basketball at the time of the shooting. Those witnesses also remember that night, just as it unfolds on the recording. 3 criminal informants are also cited in the criminal complaint by Hunt. One of those informants has died, but provided the initial information tying King to Guthridge's murder by way of a nickname. King's image was included in a lineup. The female victim identified King as the shooter. "That's him," she told the federal agent. 100%. The other informants cited in the complaint listed Darrell King as the voice making the threats in the recordings. According to the complaint, the theft of drugs and drug proceeds gave federal agents authority to prosecute the case. Such robbery would impact interstate commerce. The case is being pursued by the U.S. Attorney's Office as it was a robbery that involved drugs. This exposed King to federal statutes governing violent actions in the context of interstate commerce. Federal investigators on Monday, May 22, 2023, charged King with single counts of knowingly and unlawfully affecting commerce by robbery, knowingly using a firearm during and in relation to a crime of violence, and also using a firearm to commit murder. Prior to this, in October 2020, Darrell King was arrested on state-issued warrants for charges in connection to Guthridge's murder. However, the state charges against him were dropped in May 2021, which led to King fleeing the Wolverine state. During a jailhouse phone call after the hearing, King was allegedly recorded saying he would be fleeing in short order. Genesee County prosecutors had intended to quickly file charges again. He was arrested 5 months later in Nevada over an unrelated federal case. King now faces armed robbery and murder charges in connection to the 2019 incident. King is being held without bail. He had a court date on June 5, 2023 of this year.